Hey guys, welcome to episode number 30. Welcome to episode number 33 this week, guys, for Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles with your king and your luckiest man today. This is your king, guys, your luckiest man, Zach Dawson. I bring you guys a new episode of Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles. Today's date, guys, it is June 11th, 2026. Even though it's been like another whole entire week since we haven't done a live stream, but we finally got through Lionel Castle, after beating out Queekling and also, numerous battles. I mean, just to be open and honest with you. And, let's keep everything else in front, not exactly feeling stranded or, miscommunication and whatnot. So, yeah, guys, welcome to episode number 33 today. So, I know you guys have been, watching and watching, what came out, so far today, guys, of, between two conferences, you've got, for example, guys, you have the Summer Game Fest, and then you also have, um, excuse me, I'm going to talk about the Summer Game Fest, and then this past, I want to say, guys, ever since this past, excuse me, ever since this past,
Right.
trying to get the wording
Can't
out
wait.
for most of today, guys.
It's time.
Ever since we had some good things, pretty much some good treats, pretty much something surprising or shocking. Oh, I miss you too, brother. Village King, how you doing today?
Very well.
Thank you so much for joining this live stream. I love Zonaline. I still haven't seen you much yet. But other than that, guys, so I will say Summer Game Fest I've heard was good, as far as I know. I don't want to do my own horn and say anything was not, replaced or not exactly juggling a memory, if you will, and, pretty much, subsequently coming out of anything, but, you guys should check out some, some other stuff, and also Village King, we also need Lullab Sahi. Sahi needs a little more kebab. That's what kebab really is, in my opinion, as King Guys and the Luckiest Man. But one thing I will say about both conferences, so to be open and honest, I don't know where to start today. So, here's the thing. I'm gonna start saying, well, we did get some good things like the new Final Fantasy VII remake, Part 3 that we pretty much gotten coming out of Square Enix, but also something with absolutely right, Village King. Link Day for Lullab Sahi. I was hoping Lullab Sahi would pretty much miss me too. I'm pretty sure he actually did some with Kebab or not sure what that movie is or Asana Mariku. So I thought it was gonna be the word sister or something, but it could be anything. But yeah, guys, I had a good night's sleep today, and you don't want to separate the men from the boys. You can't separate the women from the men or anything. But pretty much good to acquire, and never felt too concerned. Lullab's Karen, thank you so much also, and the same thing for Zynaline. As long as there's enough to really overcome and also express it. But yeah, we took on Queekling last week, and he wasn't exactly a catastrophe, in my opinion. I thought it wasn't too bad of a battle. It was pretty much a little more intriguing. I mean, as far as I know, not to really drag, not exactly feeling, here's the thing, guys, not feeling less communication, if you will. And I've been checking on my channel for a while, and it hasn't been the best right now. I pretty much have been juggling without a memory. and it's just been not too hot, as far as I know. Thank you, Village King. If we can sell it out, that would be great. That would be great for us here today. But as far as anything else, nothing was going to be self-esteem. Now let's get to the other conferences, fellas. So, now we now know, we do have, actually, I told you guys this past Thursday, last week, that we're going to be looking at a third Final Fantasy VII remake, which we now know it's called, Final Fantasy VII Revelation. So, remember guys, that game won't be releasing until sometime next year. But if you guys want to know what actually blew the roof ever since this past weekend, I set my gold barrel for 17 years. What do you call it, guys? A little something intriguing, if you will, and having enough space that we use. This is also some shadowing too. Nintendo Direct had an epic conference this past weekend, and let me tell you something. This is pretty much a song for you guys as well, and pretty much another to listen. And yes, guys, my Grayson, from what I've also can see. Anna Lynn, making a shout out. How are you today? Thank you so much for joining this live stream. But here's the thing, guys. I mean,
Right.
people can say they're glad. People can say they're, not exactly mistaken. Having to strike down a Ponzi with that. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Guess what we got coming out of Nintendo Direct over the weekend? You guys are going to like this.
I won't stop now.
Kingdom Hearts 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we actually finally got a second trailer of Kingdom Hearts 4 over the weekend, so far today. Now, I did check out the trailer twice, coming out of the Switch 2, and pretty much just recently. After checking out the trailer, it's like, at least I can finally pull out some of the stops. Pretty much having, guys, not exactly setting, anything crucial or anything, but pretty much letting us know that Kingdom Hearts 4 is not being, getting in the way as much, or doing something that's not miscalculating. We're going to be doing buttload of grinding today, guys, after beating and completing a good battle with Quickling last week. So we're going to be doing most of that today. But here's the thing about Kingdom Hearts 4. I mean, dozens of people have been awaiting and awaiting, not throwing stuff away and saying, we were not going to get a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4 since Square Enix hasn't been adding enough things to that. Well, here's the thing, guys. After seeing the second trailer over the weekend, that gives us enough of a surprise of what we're actually leaning towards. Even though the trailer's not weak, it's just, it took like over 2 years to finally get something going ever since we pretty much got our first trailer, this past year. And, so we don't know exactly when that game's gonna we don't know exactly when that's going to be releasing, fellas. And there's also been a buttload of games that got announced as well. One of them being Ace Combat 8 for the consoles, and what do you call it, guys? Hold on a second.
Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape.
Give me 1 second, guys. But yeah, I do want to say we finally got it after a while. But there hasn't been much of a leak. But I do know somebody did actually report something like, we pretty much know exactly when Kingdom Hearts 4 is releasing. But I don't want to voice any opinion right now. And pretty much that's going to be a guarantee to another guarantee. So, I'm not going to really say for sure, but I still want to get that game in a heartbeat soon. It's just a matter of when. Well, guys, speaking of matter of when, Remember, guys, today's date, it is, I repeat, today, guys, it is June 11th, 2026 today, on a Thursday. I do want to thank you guys for joining me this morning with our biggest, strongest, phenomenal, peaceful, loving, caring, hot or cold, amazing, strongest, normal, original, strongest, beautiful power of our community. Do what we can for one another. Besides, guys, we want to actually get here to see exact where we're at, see exact where we're fitting in here today. You talk about just wanting to have patience as a virtue.
I cannot fail.
And patience has always been a virtue, fellas. Always has and always will be. But yeah, you're king and you're luckiest man, guys. I ain't going anywhere. As long as I'm here. And all thanks to God, too, so. You cannot separate anything better than that, fellas. You really can't. But yeah, guys, as far as anything else, I repeat, I do want to thank you guys for joining me this morning with our biggest, strongest, phenomenal, strong, loving, caring, supportive, grateful, strongest, amazing, sharing, and also benefiting, strongest, beautiful power of our community. Like I said, we have our social media, guys, our YouTube accounts, Facebook, and Twitter X accounts. If you guys want to search me out, that would be great. You guys can check me out. We gotta make sure we have our YouTube accounts, Facebook, and Twitter X accounts. And of course, guys, our podcast services all around the globe, like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and so much more. Now, but I repeat, my question is, if we're actually looking to see when Kingdom Hearts 4 is releasing, I couldn't tell you guys that, but, I believe 9 times out of 10, you talk about trying to voice and, knowing when that game's going to be hitting. Well, here's the thing, guys, since there's been quite enough beef on Dragon Quest XII, and also, guys, Final Fantasy VII Revelation, which we now know is the third and final part of the series from Square Enix.
Open your eyes.
I would assume it'll still release next year. If not earlier than that, or pretty much in the middle of that. That's what I'm thinking. But,
I'm ready.
I don't want to see anything else being... But I don't see why not. We want to see how much they actually want to actually do, Have anything else go under control. Not to feel guilty, not to feel, miscomfortable, You really can't. You gotta know what you're doing. So I do see Kingdom Hearts 4 still releasing, by sometime next year. I doubt they actually go on ahead without anything that's not being carried away or feeling mistaken whatsoever, so I don't see why not.
I won't die here.
I believe they're actually doing a thoughtful job against something. Trying to get the shit together right now. I believe that's what Square Enix is trying to do, and have enough to hold on. Love Zonoline, thank you again for trying to hold on today. But I have no clue. But I will say, if there's enough to really share, get enough feedback, they pretty much know exactly what they actually want to do. And of course, they got us to, mistranslate much. They actually know what they're doing. They really do. Now, as far as what other games got announced, fellas, coming out of Summer Game Fest, I actually did check it out, and that's to see how everything else fits in, and also not feeling miscouraged, not feeling replaceable or anything, but to see how much they can really start relating right now. So
This bodes
I still believe everything else will be staying strong. And pretty much not miscomfortable, but good to go. But everything else is going to be what it should be at the same point at the same time. But I will say, guys, other games like... Pac-Man did not get announced, but also that's another thing too, fellas. What is going to be our next remake for Metal Gear Solid? I don't believe most people have asked. Only a couple people have. But let me tell you something. if we are going to get something for Metal Gear Solid, I would assume they can maybe do. I mean, this is just me spitballing. I could maybe see them doing. Maybe. For 3 generations, guys. This is just my opinion. This is a bit of my train of thought. Okay, so if I had to guess when they're actually going to be, not exactly switching a rule as much, but if I had to guess when they are going to be doing some for the next Metal Gear Solid game, I would assume maybe. Just maybe, fellas. Maybe they can remake Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Which I'm not going to really say if that's going to be the route they actually want to figure out and try to do. It would be something that they could really surprise us with. That's the only thing right now, is what is going to be the plan for Metal Gear Solid? I repeat, fellas, I can see them doing that, but I have no clue. No clue. But I do know, for those of you that did check out some of it out,
good choice.
I do see them doing that,
This is your
but I'm not 100% sure. I don't see anything else being in discussions with Metal Gear Solid. Or even if they actually want to, not persuade anything big yet. I repeat, fellas, it's King and the Luckiest Man, not yet. But I know they will soon. It's just a matter of time of when and how. To question it and also answer. There's enough to really persuade on, and also not put hate.
Looking for aught in particular?
Absolutely not, fellas, but we'll see how things work out. No. Here's the thing, guys. I repeat, that depends. They have enough to really not, not drain a lot of energy out of their bodies, or drain anything out of the system right now. So, like I said, we'll see what happens. We don't want to miscommunicate a lot of stuff yet. But I will say both conferences were really good. Even though the Switch 2 finally did announce something from Square Enix, and that's Kingdom Hearts 4 all of a sudden. So I repeat, I do want to see them doing something with that. But I'm not going to really say if there's going to be some sort of an argument with that. To keep everything else emotional, so. I repeat, fellas. Well, yes and no.
You can trust
but I don't want to say anything is out of the question, though. If there is, at some point, we're still going to try anything. Olive's Cameron pretty much enjoys it and loves it.
My turn, is it?
And also, my other-in-law loves what you guys can see is Donaline. I don't see Law loves Donaline. But yeah.
It's time.
I also did tackle Chief yesterday. Chief, in my opinion, was good. It was just a little bit tight. And somewhere in between by saying busy and whatnot. Tackled WoW this past Tuesday. What's the good news is, I don't have to worry about WoW next week. So I texted my SSA this past Tuesday of this week, and he told me I don't have to go to WoW on this coming Tuesday due to its service. So I feel like that's a good thing because, part of the reason why, it's because, I pretty much get to relax, get enough rest. Besides, on the new Chief schedule, fellas, through Nick and Pete, I'm looking at 20 hours, so. I'm talking about guys dueling, dueling Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, so for the most part, the most important thing you can have is to concentrate on one job for a week, not exactly doing 2 weeks at a time. So I don't see why not. We'll have enough to afford, and we can still only focus on Boston mostly. So that's still going to be the big main possibility. But I'm not sure when Kingdom Hearts 4 is releasing. I repeat, if I had to guess, maybe sometime next. I would assume before or after we get back from Boston, but that's just a bit of a guess. But that depends. I don't see the game releasing in 2028, in my opinion. That I don't ever
I must
see.
concentrate.
As King Gaius and the Luckiest Man. I still see it releasing coming up soon enough. I really do. But you don't want to toot your own horn and say if it's not going to be the right words or the right answer you want to have. But we'll see how things fit in. Hold on. I have one or two of my eyelids been a little more itsy 24/7. So as long as nothing is watery, nothing is blurry. I mean, I feel fine today. You know, not to really be too stout, not to be gassed or anything. I mean, I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm doing good. You know, we also had our first tier practice of the season, coming out of us guys as state defending champions of our green, black, and white tier squad this past Monday. They pretty much did our what do you call it, guys, birthdays birthdays early, excuse me. And you know, I feel like I was gonna be a little more frightened since the other one is pretty much a midget and pretty much a 62 on her birthday ever since past Tuesday now. One thing I will say, she may be 62, but that coward knows enough to really, you know, not brag about herself, not exactly feeling, you know, uncomfortable about herself either. I mean, you can't mislead it, fellas. It's like if you're getting up in age, you don't know what path you want to choose. You don't want to, you know, present anything on it, so. But no worries, fellas. There's enough to really hang in the balance. But we're good, fellas. We don't have to worry about, you know, feeling less comfortable. When you talk about just wanting to hold on, at least. But I feel a little bit good, guys. We're pretty much wide open. You don't want to get anything else to question. Or pretty much be exactly what it is. But fellas, very well. We can always buy our time. That's all we can do. That bomb was not going to last long for me, guys. So guys, see Ramses now 56. Now speaking of battling Quakeling, I mean, Quakeling wasn't as bad. You guys remember, Quakeling was pretty much a buttload of, I mean, I won't say it does enough to really consider. If you look at Esper battles, you look at rare battles, and here's the thing, guys, every single RPG game that there is, was, and should be. Those battles can be hard, they can be easy to beat, if you guys got enough help, enough party members, and so on and so forth, guys. That's all there is. You don't want to feel miscomfortable or anything, so nothing else. As long as you know what you're doing. You got enough healing, you got enough to really provide, separate other people. So you talk about separating the man from the boys. Or even if you just want to concentrate on strategy for that, so. You cannot really manipulate or miscalculate much, guys. I mean, at least so far today. Now, as far as the other games go, we did get a new Rayman game. We also did check out pretty much a numerous amount of games from multiple conferences, and so on and so forth, fellas, here today. So now, guys, now due to Tuesday, I repeat, fellas, Tuesday, I don't need to go to WoW. Even though the place next door is going to be opening. I wouldn't kill less right now. Besides, I get to relax. As far as I know, guys, by Tuesday, my ass gets to relax by then. So I'm pretty much good. I'm pretty much in God's sense of humor. And I don't have to do much of anything for that, so. But you guys get the idea. Hold on. But nobody can, you know, replace and replace. Nobody can and cannot. As long as people don't have to have glue and also staying in the same platform or position. I mean, spoken like a true politician, at least. Now, I haven't heard anything extra, as far as I know, besides the two good conferences we actually looked at.
I'm getting better at this.
But as far as anything else, I mean, I haven't heard much ever since, I mean, I had a good night's sleep yesterday, and it's like, at what point, if the other games would not be unheard of, would pretty much be, far than better than it should be, That's all there is. But let me double check really fast. Trust me, there hasn't been much as far as not being out of the books, not being out of the woods or out of the forest or anything.
This bodes ill.
But there's always been much more than enough that a lot of us can really notify and think about, though. That's all there is. But yeah, I mean, nothing else is going to be washed up. Nothing's going to really be dragged. Or digging out of a cave. Wow, 72%, guys. Thank you so much for missing. Didn't want that to happen all of a sudden. But yeah, as far as what else they actually announced, oh yeah, guys, there's also a new Resident Evil game to look out for, and that is Resident Evil, what do you call it? I'll repeat. The new Resident Evil, Veronica. Now, that game shouldn't be as bad either. Now, if you guys think Resident Evil Requiem is really good, check out here's the thing, guys, check out the inside scoop, guys, of the new Resident Evil Veronica. Now, the last time that actually released was, at the very beginning of the PlayStation, career, coming out of the company. You talk about just wanting to have enough vision, enough killing, enough to, see what actually is going on. And just to really not exactly have less details or anything, but you want to have some fun by, by becoming a badass. You actually want to kill zombies. You want to, play the best characters from Resident Evil. The characters that were spot on and pretty much played by good actors, and, let's just see how they fit in. I always love and miss Lalib Zonoline and also, Karen. Now, Ronalyn ain't too bad. Lalib Zonoline. She needs to buy us coffee and a few donuts for us today. So, I would like it. I would pretty much enjoy it. And trust me, I would. That way, we don't have to have somebody be out of the question or, not feeling left out as much, But yeah, I don't have to worry about this coming Tuesday. I'm gonna be relaxing as much as I can. Also, guys, my Facebook fiancée for 9, she actually had a doctor's appointment yesterday. From what I've heard, stuff turned out positive, and there hasn't been any bad issues about her body, even though she's been having diabetes ever since she was recently, ever since she lost her mom when she was a kid, but it's enough to really execute. And, guys, for 3 generations, enough to handle your body the right way, the wrong way, get enough nutrition to fill in, have enough suits to fill in, too, so. But yeah, nothing else was really out of the question. Nothing is, nothing would be. As long as people don't have to, bury the hatchet a lot. Nothing would be drastic either.
Good choice.
But other than that, guys.
May I help with that?
Everything else has been good. That I can tell you. Nothing is going to be washed up. Nothing's going to be, feeling bad about anything. But we're good, guys. That's all that matters. As long as you guys are here, out of my 4 priorities, everybody's equal to something. And enough to create distance for us.
I cannot wait.
Alright, guys, as far as the other characters go,
If you say so.
I'm actually going to mix and match a little bit. I'm not sure if I still want to use the Silka Bell or not.
Alright.
Now,
to battle.
okay, guys, the other Final Fantasy game, I was going to be thinking about, I'm going to tell you guys about, is the new, what was that new Final Fantasy game That just got announced. Oh yeah,
Must
guys, the new
concentrate.
Final Fantasy Resonance. So one thing I will say about the new Final Fantasy, you get to play multiple characters. You get to play, I believe, Final Fantasy 1 through 9. You guys can tell me if I'm right or wrong in the chat. Out of you guys, out of my 4 priorities right now, I believe it is. Oh, I might be wrong. But I actually did check out the trailer. And the thing about, here's the thing. Since Square Enix knows exactly what stand and deliver for us fans of RPGs, you guys that are,
I'll
in
do what I
spirit,
can.
or you pretty much talk about being in the crowd and whatnot. Let me tell you something. I mean, as long as you don't have to tell President Trump you're not an RPG fan, he will just call us by being fired. That's all that matters. But there's enough to really create enough positions, enough to really think
You
about
don't
it,
have me yet.
It's all there is. So I don't see exactly why not. That's enough to really see not being unheard of and whatnot. Um, but one thing I will say about that trailer is I feel like it's a little more comfortable, a little more precise, pretty much good amount of time to stand and deliver. And yeah, I don't see why not. But as far as when that game's gonna be chosen and released, guys, well, here's the thing. Now to keep everything with besides nail biting, as far as as far as I know, the game is set to release on October 21st for the PS5,
Come
Xbox
on.
Series, and I also do want to have an easy answer to cook, which I know you guys will have a bit of a taste of pie on it, or pretty much a test drive on it. Um, you know, just to really see how much
It's over.
Square Enix has been, having enough
Here I
stuff
go.
being booked, have enough to really,
I
awaiting and
needed
also
that.
being, patient for everybody else in the United States. The game is going to be releasing, guys, on October 21st for our consoles.
I must
Now,
concentrate.
so guys, as king and the luckiest man, if that's the case, if I want to
Right
maybe,
then.
just maybe, all I know is, guys, if it's not a guarantee, if that's the case, if I want to get the game, I don't see that being out of the question. I really don't. But if I want to see if I can get a little bit of my hands tied, I could maybe get it by October, but I don't believe Boston would be in the way right now. Besides, we still have a good amount, an awesome amount of time for next year. So, but there's been enough buzz on, those games. But the big one is Kingdom Hearts 4 for next year. If they release it sometime next year, fellas, I can buy the son of a bitch before Boston. Or I can just play the waiting game after
Looking
that.
for after all in particular.
And then go from there, fellas. I don't see why not.
Are you happy? Thank you.
Now, I also did send
Are you
the one
happy?
thing towards my girl Belle for 17 out of my 4 priorities. And I actually sent her the same Spiral game.
Are you
That
happy?
actually,
Thank you. May I
here's the
help
thing,
with
that
good
new
choice?
Spiral game that just got announced, coming out of the Nintendo Direct. Well,
Will that come?
well, let me tell you something about that too. As
What
King
is it?
Guy is the luckiest man. Now, the thing about the new Spiral is, if there's enough to stand and deliver, she was actually questioning it's probably a remake. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if it's not a remake, in my opinion. But it is exactly a game. That I can tell you. I will say Spiral's been out since the early 2000s in PlayStation. Maybe like one game when the original Xbox console got released, fellas. So if I had to guess, I believe it's the fourth Spiral in the franchise. I believe it is. But here's the thing, I wouldn't count on a remake if that remains to be uncertain. Or pretty much, guys, for reads and erasers. So a remake, I wouldn't get that far. But, I haven't played the Spiral game at all. The only person I've seen
Wherever I'm
is
needed.
enough people exactly.
I was born for this.
But you know,
If
I
you
mean, I
say
will
so.
say Bell has a good amount of content of that game in my. And, I mean, that's as well enough attention in its race.
All right.
But I will
Very
say,
well.
I would assume the new Spiral
Forward.
won't release until next year, the same way. Does it have enough input on Kingdom Hearts 4 and enough on Dragon Quest 12? So, well, let's not forget, guys. Also, Final Fantasy 7
I must concentrate.
Revelation. So, I mean, I can see Revelation doing fine on the reviews by next year. So, well, we have a buttload of time right now. Well, guys, speaking of other stuff today,
I must act wisely.
if you guys want to catch more Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles with your man, guys, me, one of the best of all time on YouTube, you know, as Jack Dawson as your king and your luckiest man.
You
Not
don't
to have my,
me yet.
he'll say not to have mind control, not to have benefit control. But enough translation. I repeat, fellas, if you guys want to catch more Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles every Thursdays, every week, even though I've only been live streaming, fellas, I'm hoping this is not a one-time thing. I'm hoping to spread out and get back to playing the games that are, you know, that are still on the schedule, you know, as we planned. That way I can get back to what I'm doing with them. And I could do some on a Tuesday, but I'm not going to really say if that's going to be the route I actually want to take. But if that's the case, I can do some with Lego. If it's, I mean, what do you call it, guys? Lego Horizon, maybe. But I'll keep you guys infoed and see exactly what we want to do right now. So,
Practice
I
makes
mean, we'll see what
perfect.
happens. I don't want to say if it's going to be out of the
You can't escape.
positioning or pretty much out of the equation. But I do want to get some rolled with that, if it's possible. Well, we'll see. I mean, there's enough time to really punch in. There's enough to equal on it. And, you know, we have a buttload of time to do. And get to capitalize, since here's the thing, guys, remember, if I'm not doing WoW on Tuesday, and if it's only in-service,
Come on.
my ass gets to relax at the end. So I don't see why not. But furthermore, fellas, not only if you guys want to catch more of this game every Thursdays, if you guys want me to play new games on the schedule, make sure you guys mark your territory, you know, plant your seeds. Make sure you guys hit that like button, support button, and comment. If you guys do have any questions or concerns, you guys can let me know in the chat, in the live chat. And me, guys, your king and your luckiest man can answer. There's enough to answer involving that, too. There's enough to question right there the same way at the same time, so I don't see why not. And I'm about to get aimed by my ninja. I'll have an auto person secure it. He's only got high posting, guys, so I mean, it's all good. It's more to reel in, and there's enough to really fist right in it. But yeah, I repeat, make sure you guys hit that like button, support button, and comment. And leave any question or concern you have in the live chat. And I repeat, fellas, your king and your luckiest man can likely answer. Also, guys, the most important thing, and always the most important rule, is love, support, and respect. This is the key. See, awesome and creative, guys. We are officially at 643 mods today. Now, if any of you have not missed anything, coming out of the conferences, coming out of anything, you know, like Summer Game Fest, for example, or you're talking about watching Nintendo Direct on the 9th of this month, you guys can hurry back, you guys can check them out, see what you guys think, give us your feedback, give us your thoughts. See if there's any games you guys want to buy and pre-order. I know GameStop's still taking some of that, and, you know, and not a bad idea, but not a crazy theory. But it's enough to really roam around right now, so you guys can check out those games, check them out, see if there's any questions you really have. As long as there's one important game, maybe like multiple games, you're prepared to buy for the PS5, Xbox Series, and possibly on Steam if you want. You don't want to separate the man from the boys, fellas. You really cannot. You gotta know
I'm
what
in your
game you
debt.
want to play. You can't have people say they're going to be some sort of violent. They're going to be some sort of by drinking a wine cooler from the fridge or anything.
Easy
You
target.
can't. All I know is he
Fun
would be
another.
partying too much. That's all there is to it. But yeah, guys, we are 643 mods today. We're pretty much remaining, public, or you talk about private and whatnot, so whatever sounds good to you, we'll listen in. And yes, guys, now it's power. We are at 643 mods. We don't want to encourage to be, not going solo all the time. As long as you make enough time, enough diamonds, enough
Stay
to,
with me.
keep your eyes
That's what I
open.
needed.
Worm I
You
needed.
always want to take your time. You don't want to read a book and say you don't exactly know what's going on. I mean, there's enough to really have a privilege to. It really does. So, you don't want to separate in return. You don't want to have anything go to waste as much. But we're good, fellas. But yes, guys, I repeat.
Careful now.
Of course, guys, now it's power. Oh, yes, guys, now it's power. We'll be meet and greet. We want to see how people are doing. And, have enough to handle. Also, guys, on top of everything else, fellas, it's King and Luckiest Man. Not to really wet out anything.
Thanks.
And, let's keep everything else in front. And keep it something wonderful. That's all we can do. Have a lot of socialization, help out our channel. And, like I said, we're doing enough. We've actually been doing well. That I can tell you. We don't want to cause a distraction or cause, less observation, if you will. So, well, guys, 70
Leave this to
something.
me.
We'll see if that's maybe going to
I
hurt.
must concentrate.
As long as we don't have to turn the chains or, feeling paralyzed. We don't want to get ourselves, calling a piece of dump on these guys, on these two. I mean, they're not exactly a threat of a tier, in my opinion. But I repeat, fellas,
What
oh
to
yeah,
do?
I forgot, what is the other one? Oh yeah, guys, anytime we manage to find people and socialize with one another, all we need to do, guys, is follow Sarah on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. That's those 3 platforms. If you guys want to know how long I've been on YouTube, I've been on YouTube for 9 years. But pretty soon, guys, by the time we hit the end of next month, your King, guys, and your Luckiest Man, I will be hitting, I repeat, fellas, hitting,
Come
10
then.
years on YouTube. That's going to be the first ever decade for me so far today. But we're not actually there yet, but soon. But I know I'll hit 10 years. I've also hit 8 years on the other 2 platforms, which they are Twitter X and Facebook. So
My
I'm going to
turn.
be hitting the gridiron a little bit more today. So have enough to really prepare and also create good distance, good stuff in shape, and pretty much a good milestone for us by the time we get to that. So we'll have enough to really handle and not to hide secrets from the other, but staying positive and staying truthful
I'm all right.
always. Yeah, guys, we're at 643 mods. We haven't gone this far, but it's been a long time. But yeah, guys, I've been on Twitter X and Facebook for almost 8 by next month, and then 10 years on YouTube to top it soon. And also, guys, my true love and I, we've been together for 9 years. And also, my true love, Beryl and I, guys, have been around for 17 years. So I lost both of them, and they're pretty much stuck with me as King, guys, and Luckiest Man. So I don't need to have anybody else feel guilty or feel uncomfortable.
For my lady.
But my
What's the
numbers
plan?
have been showing fine, even though it's been like a week. Well, we don't have to watch the podcast by saying the numbers need to be better. The ratings need to be comfortable,
Not good.
for enough people to
It
watch
seems
and
I've
also
improved.
handle, if you will. So, That's why you don't want to separate the men from the boys, fellas. You really can't. As long as you know what you're doing. Everybody
This is far
feels
from
happy.
over.
Everybody feels comfortable.
Not done for yet.
That's all you can do. Everybody's got their own voice. Everybody's got their own thing. So, I mean, not someone, but something, if you will.
Much obliged.
Whatever works out. As long as you're not feeling betrayed. Alright guys, that's gonna be the end of my social media for today. We're gonna be getting some beef on a little more stuff on Steam in just a short minute. But yeah, I'm a little bit curious how the other games are going to fit in. I mean, if my gold barrel for 17 is
I must
questioning,
concentrate.
here's the thing: if here's the thing: if it remains uncertain, I wouldn't have my gold barrel for 17 think it would be a remake. I mean, I would tell you, here's the thing, guys. I would tell you right now, I don't believe it's a remake. I mean, if it is,
Take this.
the company that's been making Spiral games would pretty much question it. But I doubt it's a remake. I really doubt it could be. Or the company would have actually said something, or pretty much, posted some on social media about that too. But I repeat, fellas, all I'm saying is it's not a remake. You don't want to have Arnold Schwarzenegger and Kindergarten Cop and say it's not a tumor. Well, it's not a tumor, or whatever. Alright guys,
Come on.
enough for tumors. Head over, so guys, what's that delivered today? Head over to the Steam store. Head over to the Steam store, guys. Pre-order purchase, get a name on your account, and buy something. If you guys are buying an old game, buying a special game today.
Where am I needed?
If you guys want to hear any news from any game from the conferences, for example, guys, Nintendo Direct, for example, Summer Game Fest from this past week, you guys can check them out. See what you guys think of them. See what following games you're excited to play. See what games you actually want to see. Whatever you guys feel comfortable with, it's all good. But yeah, guys, head over to the Steam store. Head over to the Steam store, guys.
I must
Pre-order
concentrate.
purchase, get a name. Whatever game you feel comfortable buying, I repeat, buy
I
something.
ain't dead yet.
If you guys are getting bucks for
Excellent.
Rocket League or Fortnite, you guys can play those two games. And check them out with a good amount of quality, good amount of attention. You guys can play any of those two to get a taste. If you guys are checking out the new what do you call it, guys?
Okay,
Among
baby.
Us. Actually, not Among Us on Paramount Plus, but if you guys are watching a new TV show, you guys can check out the new one. I mean, pretty much the finest one. You guys can watch it on Paramount Plus, and I don't believe it's on Netflix, so you guys can check that out.
Was there
If
something?
you guys are in the sales on Steam today, you guys can check out the Steam Bullet Fest. You guys have till June 15th to buy them, or even if you want to check out the demos if you want today. So you guys can check out what games that are on sale on Steam and see if there's anything you haven't looked at. So you guys can check out games like, well, here's the thing, guys. I haven't checked out this game either. It's called Gryphon Knight Epic. So you guys can save on. Here's the thing, guys. If you want to check out this epic encounter, we talk about the if you want to reverse add 1 or 2 cards to your stack or anything, you guys can check out. Hold on, see if I can get this one charger in. As long as we're not causing enough distance. Oh yeah, guys. You guys can check out this game, guys. You guys can save 60%, not exactly 50, but effectively 60% off to get that game if it's possible. All you have to do is pay a sort of amount, see what you guys can fit in. You guys can also get you guys can get also popular titles. Now this is where it remains comfortable. If you guys want to check out those games if you want. So, I repeat, fellas, You hardly don't want to separate the men from the boys. Never have and never will. That's all there is to it. But yeah, guys, my Stadio right now is level 23. I'm gonna give him Beastmaster. Not the TV show, guys, but besides my true love for 9, see what's supposed to bubble on me. If I was watching Beastmaster, I would not. But yeah, so you guys can check
Looking for
out
what in particular?
Returnal. You guys can also get Gunfire Reborn. Those are some of the games they by example. You guys can
Good
check out
choice.
on Steam today, so
May I help with all?
doesn't have enough access to this, so there's enough to really see what they can really be. And have enough to
Are you
enjoy
a-
them, like them, or you can call them an avid
Are you
part
a-
if you want.
May I?
You cannot have anything buried under that. Nobody has, nobody will. Well, guys, we're gonna take on this one desert today. See what this really is. If you want to check out other game sales today, you guys can check out a little more of something interesting. You guys can also check out discounts. For example, you guys can get Sea of Stars for $17.49. That way you don't have to pay full price for them
I cannot wait.
or for that today. You guys can also check out Routine, Hellmart. No, here's the thing about Hellmart. If you want to check out a little more of a get-to-go game,
Very well.
you're welcome to get, get this one
turn,
game
is
to
it?
persuade if you want. Hellmart's got a new mode content you guys can check out. All you have to do is just pay 25% of it, and you're good to go.
Forward.
You guys can also get this new Jujutsu game, which I for one have not fantasized for that game. So you guys can check that out. You guys can also check out
Come on.
Monster Hunter Wilds on sale today. That's discounted. You guys can get The Forgotten City and Hunt Showdown of 1896. Yeah. Now, I know most people were buzzing on social media of when the new Fable game's releasing. Well, let me tell you something, guys. The new Fable is going to be releasing next year. I doubt it was... here's the thing. I did not check out the new Fable trailer. I've heard it's still going to look really good. I mean, fine. It'll be a fine game. I wouldn't call it a bad or terrible installment. But I will say, ever since they, announced enough ahead of time for Fable, I do see the new Fable doing exactly fine, and that's just about it, in my opinion. But if there's enough of a key, if there's enough to stand and deliver, but I don't see them doing anything bad beyond it. I do see the game having an average par existence. I really do.
Right then.
But I do know the game won't release till, from what I've heard, not till next year, if it's possible. It just depends if, I don't see Fable having anything to do with Kingdom Hearts 4 by far. But it's enough to really tight squeeze on it. It'll be stand and deliver. We'll have enough to really persuade
journey is
and agree to
never
terms a little bit on it. But
My
we'll see.
turn.
As long as we don't have create a comeback or anything. Or being top-notch and lot. So, let's see what happens. But you guys can buy the Anniversary of Fable. You guys only have to pay 67% of a discount for that. So you guys can check that out. You guys can also get The Rest for the Wicked together. You guys can get Gamble with your friends, Returnal. Good amount of games today.
You don't have
You guys
me
can buy
yet.
on sale. You guys can get board games and stealth games. Like, for example, guys, they were pretty much announced. They were also pleased to announce that we are getting a second Alien Isolation game. So apparently, if you want to talk about creating creative writing, or you talk about making a sequel to a game that wasn't as bad, I would assume it would be kind of okay to see how the second Alien Isolation game is going to be. How much gameplay it takes a time on. But that remains to be seen, fellas. There's going to be enough to, not remain
It'll take more than
comfortable.
that.
Or remain uncomfortable. Whatever you want to,
Come on.
depending how many cards you want to stack up at this point. But there's enough to really tear us beyond it, so. I will say, guys, as far as how good that game's going to really handle, I can see it doing okay. I wouldn't call it great. And keep that in mind, guys. I wouldn't call it great all of a sudden. I really would not. But there's enough to really see how... If you're talking about killing aliens, you're talking about killing anything on it. As long as you have the best weapons, you're pretty much not catching off guard, so... It just depends what type of aliens you're looking for. As long as it does not remain a metaphor. So we'll see. So yeah.
What's
But yeah, I
next?
do know, if I had to guess when Alien Isolation 2 is releasing, it should be releasing soon. But I would doubt it would be, pushed ahead
All the best
this
for
month.
playing.
World Tours, thank you, my good friend. Thank you, buddy. But I don't see why not. Have enough that's close and also benefiting there. And yeah,
Come
it's enough
on.
to carry.
All you got.
Alright guys, speaking of other
I'm in your
stuff,
debt.
if you guys want to check out any games that's not been announced,
This bodes
I will
ill.
say, guys, with the other games that have finally been announced between both conferences,
I have you now.
I'm a little more happy at this point. We finally got something going for Kingdom Hearts 4 from, you see, guys, from this past weekend. I mean, over the weekend. Now, I repeat, as far as how good the new Spiral game is going to be going, I repeat, fellas, if I were to play and have anything to do with Spiral, I wouldn't have a chapter open. I wouldn't have anything to guarantee it. I mean, a lot of us have heard of Spiral, but
My thanks.
I doubt if I would get it.
Just getting
I
started.
doubt if I would buy it if it were to release for the PS5, however.
Damn it.
I repeat, fellas, you can't separate the men from the boys. You gotta know how much the odds are not stacked up at this point, so. Now, in a heartbeat, guys, even though we know enough exactly, coming out of Tomb Raider, we know everything between that finally took place between, numerous games, numerous announcements from company to company. I don't want to toot my own horn if anything else was not going to be announced, especially Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog not having an opportunity to be at either conferences, like, for example, guys, like Intergalactic Prophet not being advertised. I know Naughty Dog did actually report some of that, as far as I know. But as a matter of
I
fact,
can't allow this. I'm in your debt.
if that game wasn't good to go to have a trailer,
It's up to me.
I would assume maybe Tokyo Game Show. They could probably start having.
Come then.
They could probably start having that. I could probably see them getting that game going by then. But I don't want to say if that's going to happen for sure. If it's going to be out of the books, maybe out of a can. But if they want to try to do, if they want to show something for that.
I cannot fail.
That game may also be a little more unhinged, or remain in balance.
It's over.
Good news, guys, Black Magic is
I
out.
was stronger.
No more Black Magic for you, buddy. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But speaking of other games, fellas,
I owe you one.
if you guys wanna know my name on Steam, guys, is StackDawson93. If you guys have nothing, you entirely have nothing to lose. I've been on Steam for over just 5
I must
years,
keep at it.
which is a good installation. and pretty much a good prize, and an outstanding achievement to keep everything as it should be, and not feeling unfazed if you want. If you guys want to play any games on Steam
Better end this quickly.
that came out of the conference, all you have to do is wait. And always, guys, patience is always has and always will be. Been there and done that. But no worries. But if there's any games you want to play on Steam, like for example, any RPGs you willing to test,
I won't let you die.
like any RPGs fellas
Much
like
obliged.
Final Fantasy, Assassin's Creed, God of War,
Right.
Elden Ring. If you guys want to check out any RPGs that have not been announced, I would suggest some of you to check some of those games out. See what really surprises you today. And pretty much our fan base here today. So, here's the thing, guys. If half of the games
Wake up.
aren't something you're
My
not exactly
thanks.
interested in, that's okay. People don't want to outsmart anyone. Especially if you're playing Terminator, or even if you're playing RoboCop.
Where to?
I haven't played RoboCop in months, since there was enough to
I
really
needed
crack in
that.
for work, and also, guys, 9 times out of 10,
had better
trying to
days.
keep everything else glued, and also keeping everything under control. And this battle's over,
How about
guys.
that,
We
eh?
did it. But we'll see. I mean, if there's enough to really not brag about anything, I don't see why not. As long as there's enough to really, guys, us to see what's right and what's wrong, a lot of us can count on it. So I don't see why not. So, I mean, there's been a buttload of games. And that's all there is to it. Like, you have RPGs. You're pretty much changing any game to another
course.
level. And
Cannot
pretty
wait.
much playing whatever device you're playing. It's all good.
Excellent choice.
But I've always been a legendary fan of
My turn, is it?
RPGs since I was a kid.
Ever ready.
It's not going to change a thing. Now, speaking
Ever
of other
ready.
stuff, fellas, if you guys are into sports games like baseball, racing, tennis, golf, football, basketball, if you guys are playing an upcoming game like WWE 2K26,
Come on.
I'm not going to really toot my own horn and get that game as a preference. I for one am not. I mean, if there's anything, it wouldn't be for 3 generations to get the hook on, or Clue. So,
Right.
as me guys as king and the luckiest man, probably not. I repeat, fellas, I'm staying with RPGs going forward, and also baseball. So you guys can check out any sports games. You guys can buy them, see if there's a lack of interest, and you guys can check out any sports games with no extra cost. If you guys want to check out my brother Beatles, you guys can go to youtube.com/Beatles Eternally. He enjoys any baseball game he plays. It's all about having fun. So guys, let's go to youtube.com/Beatles Eternally. So if he calls me Brother Zach, I call him Brother Beatles. Good old friend of mine. He's a nice guy.
What to do?
So if you guys want to know any games that my brother Beatles plays, check out the following games. If you look up my brother Beatles Eternally, he enjoys playing Action PC baseball, PL Pits baseball, a little bit of a test drive,
I must
a little
concentrate.
bit of a test drive, fellas, of strategy baseball, if you will, on the PC, or you guys can check out any sports, any side-based or center of attention games, especially baseball mostly. So you guys can check those games out. It's enough to really, making fun of any game you're playing. It's like making work of art. whatever games you want to play, especially with baseball, you want to feel smiling, you want to feel comfortable. You know, game after game. As long as you're not rushing ahead. Guys can go to Beatles Eternally. Go to youtube.com/Beatles Eternally and check out this baseball fun stuff. Now, as far as what I've been doing, I'm still been doing, guys, my 1992 Pirates season. But I'm not going to really have a turning point and start taking a break and moving on. I'm still waiting, guys, to get back to another win and another circulation to win. So I'm still taking my time on every single game. You know, I'm still done doing game. I mean, I'm almost done with game number 30. I believe game number 39 of my 1992 Pirates season.
Right then.
I mean, that's enough to really handle and not to have less successes. But yeah, if there's any successes you want me to change, or even if you guys want me to play it differently, let me know. But I'm always sticking around, guys, and staying with baseball and RPGs out of my 4 priorities. At least not forward, but from now on. That's the main part of it. That's going to be the main profile for me. So I don't see why not. But as far as playoff picks goes, I've actually been doing a good job with that. I am currently 7-5 on my 1990. I'm not 1992, but as I'm switching gears, I'm talking about oh yeah, guys, my 1921 Yankees playoff picks replay. So I've actually been doing fine with that. Everything else has been good. The Arsenal's been good. Same way at the same time. So I don't see anything else being,
I'm ready.
you know, being adult supervision. But that game's been doing well. We're still here's the thing, guys. Game Pulse is preparing and bring us 3 new season sets. Well, we're pretty. I mean, as far as I know, well, they're still under consideration and under advisement soon. So the 3 season sets we're still waiting, fellas, is 1980, 1994, and 2004. However, so we're still waiting for that to happen very shortly. I don't want to toot my own horn and say we don't know the timeline. I believe it'll be set in stone soon. I believe next week. I believe it's going to be next week if I'm right or wrong. But we'll see what happens. We have enough to really encourage that, so. Wilmington does have enough to prepare, and yes, guys, express it. That's just made him a stadio poisoned for a minute. Here's the thing, guys, if he was not going to be poisoned, he would have not taken a snooze. But no worries. But yeah,
What to do?
we'll see what happens. We'll have enough to extend and deliver, guys, with RPGs and baseball. Like I said, guys, I'm not replacing those games anytime soon. And I'm not. And we just got another one in stone, fellas. Make it 2 ends now.
Move?
Which remains perfect. And pretty much satisfying.
Right.
But yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of Steam for today. I'm not going to replace another season right now. Repeal pits, no. That's not going to be the route. That would lose its opportunity. So probably not. The others are all going to stay right where they're at.
Doesn't look good.
Don't forget to check out my brother Beatles, fellas, when you get the time. Just go to youtube.com/Beatles Eternally. Check out his baseball projects. See how much fun you guys are and being intrigued. And if there's any games you haven't test drive yet, I would only advise
My thanks.
to have you check out the previews for those games for baseball and see if there's anything that surprises you. Anything else that's more to give to gab, or not to poke holes or anything. You guys can check them out. See what you guys think, and give enough thoughts, and give enough thanks if you want. Well, my name on Steam, guys, is ZachDawson93. You guys can go after pre-orders, and of course, guys, in-store purchases. Alright, guys, I'm not going to really repeat, but I'll only do it one time. as I always do at the very beginning. Now, if you guys, since I'm always changing, since it's a little more short and sweet today, I will say, if you guys need help on the channel, there's enough process to really get into, but everything else, guys, if you guys want me to help you, I can help you guys instantly. We don't want to, have anything else, having time be restricted or feeling unproud of what we're at today on the channel, but, it's all thanks to everybody else that's here today. Looking to stick around and stick around. Not exactly punch holes, if you will. But there's enough to really persuade and provide. But I do want some good W rates soon. You guys understand I do. But that's a matter of time. But yeah, guys, there's enough to really handle, have enough of a solution. And yes, guys, for 3 generations just to send and deliver.
Well,
Even though my channel has
take
been
as long
down
as
and
you
down and
need.
down, but I've been receiving that for the last few days now. Ever since my followers have been swimming. You guys remember my highest followers was
Good
pretty much
choice.
identical. And they were good
May I
too.
help by all means?
And my number, guys, was
Are you thank?
okay, guys, my correct number
Would
was
that be
210,000. But I doubt if I'm gonna meet something that meets the eye, if that's going to happen. But it'd be nice if it did. But you never know. You really don't know what's going to happen. But I mean, I would love to, but you never know. It just takes a good amount of time to lay out. All right, guys. The only way we can get our numbers up, my numbers, your guys' numbers up. I repeat, fellas, your numbers up, my numbers up on the channel. The best way to do it is take our time and focus on one another. Not by yourself, guys, but do what you gotta
Can't
do.
wait.
Don't wait at the
It's
last
time.
minute. You gotta do what you actually want to fit in. But the only way we can fit in,
disappoint.
fellas, is we watch
Very
our videos in full, like and share the stream.
To battle.
And so we have our YouTube accounts, Facebook, Twitter X accounts, and yes, guys, Twitter X and YouTube. Those 3 to find. And yes, guys, our podcast
I must
services
concentrate.
all around the globe, like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and so much more. So we look at a new character, guys. Her name is Celestria. Her arm is actually identical, but she's actually got a powerful lineup on her equipment on the left side. So what she actually has, she's a Zeomancer. She's got a Rune Blade, Crystal Shield, Thieves Cap, Featherweave Cloak, and yes, guys, a Luminous robe. And we also have 3 other enemies we need to watch out. Watch out, watch out. Dun, 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 dun. That's all we can do. But alright, guys, since we're making a good amount of time now, we're going to get to in-gaming news today. But before we do that, guys, it's King and the Luckiest Man. The man needs his drink with water. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Water's always good. So when I called my true love up for 9 yesterday, when I was on my way back here at the house, she told me that water is a little more better than Mountain Dew. I'm like, here's the thing. If you wanna suggest, here's the thing. If you want to suggest about water and Mountain Dew, newsflash: Mountain Dew has been the only cure for me that I can really have. It heals some of my forehead, gets me out of drowsiness. It gets me not being sick all the time. That's all there is to it. You see, there's enough to really pounce and pounce and pounce, As long as you're not knocking your head on the wall. That would make you feel uncomfortable. And it really would be. I mean, I understand water. I mean, water's always been good for me. Yeah, but, every time I have Mountain Dew, if I'm at work, or even if I'm not spending time with my girls for 17, with my 211 barrel in the back. And are my priorities for 17. Both of them should always understand that I cannot skip anything with energy on it. Besides, as long as as long as they take care of themselves, I'm pretty much good where I'm at. That's all there is. Alright guys, today's date guys is June 11th, 2026. Your king guys and your luckiest man versus me. No propaganda. We're gonna get in gaming news today. So today's date guys, it is June 11th, 2026. As long as it's not, having less to avoid. We talk about not killing an alien from one season, guys, of Alien Earth. I mean, I haven't heard any news recently. I have not, but it remains to be confirmed, and also having multiple interviews. Alright, fellas, let's get right to in-gaming news today. We're gonna begin with in-gaming news, fellas. With,
strength.
excuse me. We're gonna be starting with, the news you guys have heard yesterday. So apparently, guys, the creators from, the last movie that Ice Cube, Jonah Hill, and Channing Tatum were in. Now, what was that movie, guys? So, if you guys can see, I'm talking about Jump Street. I mean, I understand Johnny Depp was a young stud and 21 Jump Street as a young lad and also a young actor back then. But apparently, guys, these two actors, along with Ice Cube, are coming back. I'm talking about those three. That's to name a few. So apparently, guys, it has been announced. Jonah Hill, Ice Cube, and Channing Tatum were in the works to be in 24 Jump Street. Well, that's the first timer. So we are looking at that in the works, guys, with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, as they'll be in the sequel, guys, of 24 Jump Street. But that's the first time I've heard about that. Not to really toot my own horn and say that the other two Jump Street movies weren't as good. I mean, I've heard, as far as I know, I did see one. I think it was the first one that I nearly checked out a little bit. I mean, I think so. But for them to really announce 24 Jump Street, that's interesting. That's real interesting, in my opinion. So, hold on. So apparently, guys, we're looking at 24 Jump Street. According to Variety, they actually reported that the prequel is currently in development. That all three stars are in negotiations of coming back. Unlike the first two guys, well, just name a few, Phil Lord and Chris Miller are not returning to direct. So, so the reason why, I mean, there's been more of an update on why Jump Street was not called 23 Jump Street. But here's the thing, guys. If it was going to be 23, they would have not made number 24 for existence. I mean, there's been like...
I will go.
I mean, the years that were not exactly scouted, or pretty much not in the course of anything. I mean, I will say, if they actually wanted to make a 23 Jump Street, besides doing anything with 24, they would have made it 23 to begin with, but they want to do 24. That's pretty much exactly not much to escape from or avoid towards any of that, at least. So, but apparently, guys. Now, if you guys remember at the end of 22 Jump Street, it runs through a bunch of sequel ideas. Like 23 should have been it, and it would have been set in stone in a medical school, but it is unclear. So a Jump Street movie, guys, has been in development a development. I mean, as a Christian, a development hell for a decade. So so even though there wasn't a plan to really scout for a not only a Jump Street movie, we also talked about a Men in Black crossover with with them and also Jump Street to
One step at a
maybe
time.
here's the thing, guys, maybe include Men in Black and also Jump Street to go with that. Now, I'm not sure if Will Smith and Tom Lee Jones would have not agreed with that. But everybody else would do so much by getting paid millions of dollars. Or pretty much thousands at this point in time.
Leave this to me.
But if you want to think about not doing a crossover, then that would have been the first train of thought. That would have been maybe a possibility, but it wouldn't be a big challenge though. So that's a good thing, guys. We are going to be seeing a 24 Jump Street. Not exactly 23, but officially 24.
What to do?
I will say, guys, Beverly Hills Cop was not exactly a crossover. I mean, it had delayed John Aston, and then you had the one that recently played as Rosewood, and Eddie Murphy as Axel Foley at the time. So, now as far as how well 24 Jump Street is going to be, I don't see that movie releasing maybe at the end of this year or sometime
Onward.
early spring. I doubt they'll push anything, that's not being witnessed. Or pretty much
Shadows.
being exactly where that movie stands. But we'll see let's see what they can
journey is
really
never
add up to
ending.
that.
I
But
must
24 Jump
concentrate.
Street, guys, that's exactly what I heard yesterday. So we'll see if there's enough strings to attach. We'll see. Well, guys, in other news today, for your king and your luckiest man. Well, yeah, guys, oh, this is also our first timer, too. 1666 Amsterdam Studio apologizes after AI assets found in Prologue and says they'll now be replaced. I'm not sure if there's much of a guarantee. I mean, if they don't have anything else to double dip on, then they shouldn't have to worry a lot about it. I mean, they shouldn't have to really have anything lackluster. I mean, if you look at different games like Alien, or, well, I know the last Spiral game,
This'll
I mean, not to
yeah.
remain off topic or anything, but a little more associated. Now, remember, guys, the last, what do you call it, guys? The last Spiral game, I believe it was, I think it was like the last several years. You guys can correct me if I'm right or wrong in the chat. I believe that was exactly the last Spiral game that was out. Until Nintendo Direct announced a full Spiral game in the books. So, I can't think about the other one, if it's certain.
Come on.
Now speaking of Alien, fellas, the decade-long wait, guys, for not Alien, guys, but ever since the first Alien Isolation wasn't perfect, the decade-long wait, guys, for a sequel to Alien Isolation, we've been really busy. So Alien Isolation 2 did actually get a recent unveil coming out of over the weekend, or mostly from this past Friday's Summer Game Fest. Now, here's the thing, guys. I haven't played the very first one just to, have eyes and ears on it, but I will say, I've always thought the very first here's the thing. The very first, right. Trying to get the words to not spit out venom, but I will say, guys, the very first Alien Isolation game wasn't as bad. I would just call it okay. I wouldn't call it good. I wouldn't call it extreme. Which I would not, but I will say
I cannot fall.
if everything remains collective and also unseen, and in this one sequel, it should do okay with this one sequel. as long as nothing is unheard of. Let me double check for a minute. I mean, that's enough to really not be, be stranded or, stuck in the middle. So, um, but yeah, we'll see how much it really takes place. I doubt it makes a lot of units. I mean, it should make a little bit of some
I must
part, but
concentrate.
not exactly more superb. But that depends. How much they actually want to carry, and how much they actually want to, play straight together. So apparently, guys, so if you remember, the movie called Alien back in 1979 with Sigourney Weaver, and I know the one. I mean, here's the thing, guys. Sigourney Weaver was not associated with Star Wars till now, and enough to really, not put aside and whatnot. But I will say, guys, ever since the very first Alien movie was released back in 1979, that's how they made Alien Isolation. Furthermore. So, I mean, there's enough to really stack and lead, but I'm not going to read a lot of it. But I will say, guys, if we're thinking Alien Isolation 2 is going to be pro bueno, I can see again the same result.
It'll take more than that.
Even though I have not seen the trailer exactly, but I can see them doing fine with it. As long as you don't really give that game, the benefit of the doubt.
I'm no
We'll have
sap.
enough to provide info, good persuasion. So, we'll see how things fit in for that game. So, I mean, there's enough to really, clean up at that point. So, finding the roots, finding the, guys, finding the credit, and also the tools, whatever they can fit in. Alright, guys, speaking of other stuff, since we were out of time on different occasions, Alright, guys, let's see. Since we also got a few for, what do you call it, guys? Top stories today, so. I mean, whatever, depending how well, Alien Isolation 2 does, it should be a fine game. I wouldn't call it, a great sequel. But I can see them maybe, take enough time to get a bit of gameplay on it. And say, and here's the thing, guys, and see what they actually want to do going forward. I doubt we get another Alien movie. I mean, not until, just to make it fun. Just to make it comfortable for the time being. So we'll see. Now, speaking of top stories, fellas, as King and the Luckiest Man, as we switch gears from Alien to what's really, not having cards being stacked up, but a little more to keep everything comfortable and accurate. We don't have to run out of time a lot. So, fellas, let's get right to it. So, in top stories today, guys, once again they tried and failed to bring back William Shatner as Captain Kirk, fellas. I mean, not exactly back in 1966, back when the creators behind here's the thing, guys, the creators behind Star Trek back then. It's like you separate the timeline between Star Trek at the very beginning, and then you have what do you call it, guys? The Next Generation to follow it, and the 90s. So if we think about that, William Shatner was pretty much excuse me, guys, an identical age at that certain point. And I want you guys, since he's like 95 now, you can't blame for anyone for having the same timelines, the same story. We talk about the same actors. Those actors, or I mean, some of the actors are still alive and well. That I can tell you, but But to really get ahead, I don't see why not. But you see, there's enough to really see how much
Well, by
time
all
they've been
means.
taking, how much
May I help
how
you,
much
Josephine?
episodes that they've been doing. I know there's only been like 2 seasons from 66, and they have been. But apparently, guys, let's get right to it today. But hold on, fellas. So if we look at 3 shows, you talk about Star Trek, Star Trek Enterprise, and Strange New Worlds. I haven't seen any bit of it. I mean, I've heard and seen Star Trek, but you see, guys, the original first came out back in '66. The run ended like I want to say like 2 seasons at that time line, and it's been around for 60 years now. I haven't seen Star Trek Enterprise, but it's been a long chemistry involving William Shatner. So if you guys remember, Captain Kirk did actually pass back in 1994. William Shatner signed off Shatner recently signed off for the last time as a Starfleet legendary officer of the Starfleet. So there's not much to really straddle or feel lackluster. So a company by the name of Plagon, they actually revealed it's trying to get William Shatner to come back for a guest on the show back then, and since it actually launched. But the question is, how exactly would they have actually brought back the 95-year-old actor to play a character who died, which was just around when he was officially, guys, I repeat, when he was exactly just 60 at the time. I will say, guys, him and Patrick Stewart worked well back then. I mean, that's not worth carrying around. They were trying to stop Soren from taking the world and, taking enough peace on it. So, and enough justice on it the same way at the same time. But I will say, Patrick Stewart was doing some with Star Trek The Next Generation, with the actors and also the other characters that were not misleading, but a little more of a fitting movement, timeline to timeline, a little more funniness. I know Q has been in numerous episodes in The Next Generation. I know he was not with William Shatner, the late Leonard Nimoy, on a different timelines, if you look at him. So, but the way William Shatner is now, he's 95. The man deserves a bunch of awards. He really does. Even though it's not the same without Leonard Nimoy, or, Joe Sakai is somewhere like 86 now. So he's only been the current Sulu at this point. So I know he was not in the former new 3 Star Trek movies with Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and Zoe Saldana. I know Rosario Dawson was not in that. But the thing about William Shatner, he pretty much changed anything on it. And then there was also a report, guys, by Direct. At the same appearance, fellas, it meant that he had been approached by a current Star Trek series by a writer, and it was about a potential return. Now, while the 95-year-old actor that betrayed not William Shatner, Captain James Tiberius Kirk, he did not mention which writer, but he actually did say he was so impressed by the scribe, and that he would be receiving a pitch for the show the following week. Well, here's the thing, as long as there's enough of a storyline to tell, there's always been a place for him. It really is. Nobody. Here's the thing, guys. You cannot replace William Shatner with somebody else playing Captain Kirk. The last one to do so was in Ultimate Star Trek movies. Way ahead of it was Bruce Greenwood at the time. He played as Captain. He played as Captain Pike, but he's only been signed on between 2 out of the 3. He was not in Star Trek Beyond, however. But there was that one scene in the second Star Trek when you had Benedict Cumberbatch play as Khan, and and then one of the, I want to say almost the medium portion of the scene in the second Star Trek, which was Star Trek Into Darkness. Most of his character that Bruce Greenwood played as, he was pretty much killed at the last minute after after a after a after a battle, after a starship battle, and he was exactly the captain for quite a while, and ever since he got relieved by Kirk, and that was going to be the main line. That was going to be the storyline behind that. After the here's the guys after the very first Star Trek, Captain Pike was relieved and gave the duties to Chris Pine as Kirk to have him be the captain. Even though even though Kirk was also relieved of his duties, after he saved Captain Pike. But it's like, if you look at William Shatner did actually state the following on this bit, fellas. Check this out. I've been asked to come back as Kirk so many times. If Kirk is going to come back, it has to mean something. Well, let me tell you something, guys. We have an understatement that William Shatner's 95. Now, if he wants to make one last run, I would assume he makes one last run, or even if he just wants to make a make a book out of it. Or you're talking about just one decade. So you guys remember, the first time they actually got back into Star Trek was back in 2009, where you had new, refreshed characters. You had new faces. Like, for example, guys, Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, the one that now plays, and recently the one that replaced Sulu. And it wasn't George Takei at the time, but it was also the final few Star Trek movies. Like, for example, the original in '09, then you have Into Darkness with the last of Leonard Nimoy. So for example, guys, you have younger actors like, we're talking about young stars, like, that betrayed Nimoy and etc., and also Kirk was Shatner over the years. So you have Zachary Quinto as a Spock at the time. So one thing I will say, I would go on and on and on, guys, on Star Trek. So there's also a question above this, guys. I'll read that real quick in a minute. So, guys, I'm about to introduce you to Pauser's Dens, and it actually does state and write the following. As a certain settlements, you will find a Pauser's Den, fellas, where creaser, Caucasus, or categorizers can be possessed into items or sold. By possessing them, guys, it requires a fee. We can acquire items that are not available for purchase from any outfitter. So I don't see why not.
Oh, my hat. Not only that, normal. Lucky for you.
So we do have,
to get one. Once you got the going,
so we did get
bring
some
me,
just
of
now.
course, so anything I can
We're looking
help
at a
Grammy's
tradesman.
craft, anything.
So we got a Chocobo, Carcass,
What are you
Soul
selling?
Sass.
Need something else? Any?
So we're gonna do some with that, but at a different time. So before we wrap everything up today, guys, I'm gonna jump into this real quick. It's about if William Shatner should return as Captain Kirk one final time. So guys, so let's get right to it. So the big question is, guys, do a lot of us want to see William Shatner return as Kirk one final time? As it actually does state the following to really complete it. So they find a way to bring back William Shatner as Kirk one more time. Alright, guys. I'm going to get right to the point, and I will end on this. Ever since, there's a saying, if an actor should return, or even if they just want to retire and just enjoy life, ever since Star Trek was out since 1966, William Shatner was back in. He was like in his high 30s at the time. You had him surrounded, not just himself. You also have Leonard Nimoy, Zoe Sakai, the one that recently played as Horror back then, and the one that played as Scotty. I mean, you have old Scotty, you have young Scotty back then, or Chekhov. And I will say, guys, 9 times out of 10, if we want to talk about an actor should quit, or you get too old to play a character, you can't replace the same character. You cannot replace the same human being. I mean, if we look at Leonard Nimoy, he was the only one that would, put his footsteps as Spock. And I've always thought him and William Shatner were pretty much more than buddies. They've been like, brothers after a long time. But nothing can be the same or be said. And though it's going to be another thing not to change the script for William Shatner. Okay, so I feel like if William Shatner wants to have one final run and not have anything to let go, I mean, part of me wants to see William Shatner come back one final time. But at the same time, he's 95. He deserves his flowers. I would like to see him play as Kirk one more time. But it all depends if he still has the movement to do that, It depends if he still wants to get most money that he can get for him. No, I'm not sure how. I mean, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not 100% sure, guys, how much William Shatner wants to. See if the fans want him to play him one more time. I mean, it's not the same about Leonard Nimoy. It's not the same about George Takei. Okay, so Takei is like in his mid-80s. I don't see them involving LeVar Burton. Besides, LeVar Burton doesn't have anything to do with it. I mean, I understand he's always been included as Jodie LaForge, which he's funny. And he's pretty much supportive, and he's a good actor. Along with that, recently played as Data, Will Wheaton as Wesley Crusher, that's my true love for Nine's Idol. So apparently, if I had to guess, if Sanders should return one more time, part of me wants me to say yes, but half the time, no. So I'm going to give the top answer and say yes. I mean, the reason why I'm picking yes is because William Shatner can have one last run at it. And then he can retire. Depends if he wants to die next or not. You can't replace William Shatner. He's been having an awesome career. He also played as T.J. Hooker at the time. So he was getting up in age for that too. And he got every single pay he had. Not just that, but also Star Trek at the very, very beginning of time. So I don't see why not. But apparently, guys, this one question is pretty much split. We're pretty split right now. So 50.7% say yes, why not? While the others say 40.7% say no, he's too old now. Well, here's the thing, guys. William Shatner's not going to play as Kirk till he's 100. I highly doubt it's going to be playing Kirk. If he plays him one final time, this will only be it for him. He's not going to play anybody else. So I don't see why not. But if he wants to play as Kirk one final time, people better give his ass a shot, because this will probably be the final time we see him play as captain. And he will always be our James Tiberius Kirk. He always will be. It's not like Chris Pine is going to be crawling out of bed and replace him if something happens to William Shatner. You can't replace him, guys. He is the only one that's had a lot of experience way before Patrick Stewart and Chris Pine played their own captains with their own timeline and year by year. Okay, so you can't replace the same character. I mean, if you want to sell how much they meant, William Shatner deserves more of the flowers. He really does. Patrick Stewart's getting up to that point when he can't act anymore. And that's going to be after the end of this, you guys, of Avengers Doomsday. I've heard there's not a lot of rumors that Patrick Stewart wants to get involved. And I'm looking to put aside anything if he wants to do something with a Star Trek Picard movie. I mean, if they want to do a Star Trek Picard movie, that depends. Depends if he wants to do something that would be the last whatever he can sell. I'm not saying if he would or not. But you gotta give a buttload of credit, guys, for William Shatner. That's all you can do. Alright, guys, since they've been good pointers, we'll leave it at that. That's gonna wrap everything up for today, guys. I do want to thank you guys for joining me this morning with our biggest, strongest, phenomenal, peaceful, awesome, newsworthy, loving, caring, supportive, happiness of our biggest, strongest, wonderful, exciting, spice-worthy, awesome, strongest, beautiful, loving, caring, encouraging, strongest power of our community. Even though my numbers have been low on followers, but you guys won't have me surrender that quick. You guys won't. But yeah, that's going to wrap everything up for most of today, guys. If you guys want to catch more Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles, right here on Thursdays every week, I will continue as much as I can, and depends what we'll take on. It depends if we want to tackle and help Orin next week. I suggest we might do that next week, but it depends how tired I cannot be, or pretty much can be, but I want just the by example. But hopefully, there's like a 60% chance I can continue and help Orin next week. Orin, guys, he's got a good special power. So we'll get to that soon. But make sure you guys hit that like button, support button, and comment. If you do have any questions or concerns, be sure to type them in the chat, guys, in the live chat. And me, guys, as your king and your luckiest man, can answer. If you guys have any questions or anything else to provide. Also, guys, real quick, and also making something sweet. Not to dip a cherry or strawberry to a chocolate dumpling. Love, support, and respect is the key. It's awesome and creative, guys. We're still dead ahead right now. We're at 643 months right now, so far today, and you guys are still around. Out of my 4 priorities. Well, remember, my 4 priorities are you guys are the most important thing we can have on the channel. It's you guys in the chat. WoW and Steve, RPGs and baseball. My true love and I in our future for 9 years, going into 10, which is going to be the biggest for our future next year. And also, not just her, but her and also Beryl for 17 years included. But that's pretty much not fantasizing, but reality. And yes, guys, knowledge is power. Anytime we manage to find people and socialize with people and get associated with more than one creator or more than one human being, all we need to do, guys, is satisfy. And also, guys, following Sarah on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Now, based on the schedule, I did check out my new chief schedule yesterday. I was sent it to a few people on Facebook, and I'm looking at 20 hours. So here's the thing, guys. If that's the case, as king, guys, and luckiest man, that creates enough distance. But it doesn't create enough distance away from you guys at all. It does not. But apparently, guys, I repeat. See, it was good yesterday. I get to relax today. Meaning, guys, I'm off today, and I'm off tomorrow. So tomorrow's Friday, so there's not much going on. Even though my true love for Nyan, my favorite fiance, has the art studio. Her results from her doctor's appointment yesterday, she told one of the staff from the art studio by text or by call that she had an appointment and it turned out to be good, as far as I know. but I was praying for it, guys. No other man would pray more than that. So based on the schedule, fellas, I'm off today and tomorrow. I'll be working 3 consecutive days on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So the times, for example, guys, after this current schedule this week, Saturday's 2 to 7, Sunday's 2 to 7. So with Sunday is Father's Day, so I'm a little more certain that my true love for 9 is going to be doing somewhere for family, but we don't know exactly what day that's going to be. Whether it's Father's Day, it's coming Sunday, or whatever. But that depends. So, fellas, Saturday 2 to 7, Sunday, Monday's 9 to 2, guys. So Monday's 9 to 2, so after that, we'll be having a second week of cheer, between 5 to 6:30 after that. On Tuesday, I repeat, fellas, no wow on Tuesday for me. They're only going to be having in-service with staff only. My ass doesn't have to worry about that this coming week. I get to relax for a while. But I will be tackling an appointment meeting at a restaurant this coming Tuesday in the evening. If my true love and if my future fiancée for 9 cannot make it, apparently she's got to do laundry. I'm like, but I want to have our brain teasers, doing something in front of that. But laundry is the best way to keep everything damped, keep everything dry and clean. And I told her I would try to cover for her if it's not too bad, or pretty much lead by example or anything. But if my true love and if my future fiancé, the one I'm covering on Tuesday night, guys, if I'm covering that, she wants me to do my best, which I could try. You guys know I'm a really good spokesman. Just the voice and give you guys in-gaming news 24/7 when I get the time. Also voice my opinions and voice anything in perspective when I get a chance. So I could try. By Tuesday night, guys. But I don't have to worry about WoW all next week. So we're good. And then next Thursday, guys, of next week. So have no worries. So I have a repeat, fellas. Saturday, Sunday, 2 to 7. Mondays are still the usual times, with 9 to 2. With nice people, along with Naked Pete as well. And then no WoW on Tuesday. Wednesday, 2 to 7. And then at the end of next week, guys, it's 2 to 7 as well. As long as nothing is being cut, we're good. I doubt anything to be cut either. But we're good, guys. So I should hopefully be back at any time. Possibly not until next Thursday. Or even if I want to do something Tuesday, I can do a little something fun with you guys in the chat. But keep you guys info and posted. Don't forget to check out my brother Beatles. Go to youtube.com/Beatles Eternally, guys. Check out his baseball projects like, for example, Action PC, Game Pulse Payoff Pits, Strategy Baseball, Diamond Mine Baseball. Check out Beatles Eternally, guys. He's good, and he's a good brother of mine. Let's check him out on the channel. He calls me Brother Jack. I call him Brother Beatles, for the most part. So check him out. And also, guys, check out Utah Mike. He's actually doing the 1976 season replay. I'll pay our pits on his channel. And he's continuing to do his 1978 Yankee replay on Stratomatic Baseball. He's rolling his own dice. Good job for him. And keep up the good work between both of these gentlemen. But I pay good privilege for my brother Beatles. With Beatles Eternally. So you guys can check out both of their channels, guys. You both can check them out. Let's go to youtube.com and search them. But alright, guys. The only way we can get our channels up there, get them higher and higher, is we have to take our time and present it. But the way we can get our numbers up, guys, like our W8s, I'm hungry for W8s as much as anything, later on, or as of right now. And also, guys, the most fortunate thing you can have, and also views and thumbs up, they can also happen at any time. As long as you remember, guys, all we need to do is lock it, follow it, share it, and comment. That's all you can do. The only way we can reach our peak is we watch our videos in full. Like and share the stream, guys. So we have our social media, our YouTube accounts, Facebook and Twitter accounts, and our podcast services all around the globe, like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And that's all there is. Alright, guys, that's going to wrap up Thursday edition today. I should be back, if I had to guess, maybe Tuesday. Even though there's no WoW on Tuesday. I have a live stream on Tuesday as months. Especially if I'm just relaxing, resting after work. Or even if I'm doing some with WoW on Tuesdays only. But remember, guys, I will be back, Nice People at Chief, and also Two Good People at Management on Saturday, Sunday. Guys, the dates I have that are set in stone are pretty much clear. I repeat, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Yeah, guys, the last two, Wednesday and Saturday. So no WoW all next week, due to end service. So I get to have a good pride and joy. But alright, guys, since we're wrapping stuff up already, don't forget to check out Battles Eternally and Utah Mike, SCM guys, Sports Time Machine. You guys can both check them out and check out a bit of a pairing. So you guys have a good rest of your Thursday. I'm just going to relax for a while. So it's been my priority, guys, out of you guys and the rest out of my four, along with Final Fantasy or any RPG. You can't separate the men from the boys, fellas. That's all we can do. But yeah, have a good rest of your Thursday. One another. I'll be back maybe Tuesday. If I do a game, I would assume maybe I can maybe shoot a game Thursday. But alright, guys, have a good rest of your Thursday. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Till then.